Welcome guys, welcome back to Cornerstone Chatts. So today even, not tonight, see, exhaustion, where we're going to be talking about exhaustion. And I'm going to let Ashton talk about that because she's coming from a really good biblical perspective.
Thank you, Robert. So I think exhaustion for me, the bare bones, super tired, can't go in anymore exhaustion. It comes from a place where God's not your top priority. It comes from a place when you start losing track of your daily things. You start getting too busy to read your Bible, too busy to pray, too cool to listen to worship music. It comes from a point where you get a little bit weighed down by the world. And that's not, although it's a bad thing, it's not something that you can't talk about. So especially for me, if we obviously do Tuesday Club. We've not done it in a little while, but when we do that, I can really tell that right before Tuesday Club, I'm like, it's been such a long day. I don't want to be here. I want to talk to children. I don't want to do anything. And I'm like, maybe I'm just tired, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm that. And then it's that thing where, see, as soon as you're like, nope, this is for Jesus, this is God first, serving the community, serving Jesus, serving my church, and you just get in that mindset of put God first, those 2 hours go by so quickly. You're on the floor playing with the children, you're helping them out with their craft, you're running after them in the gym hall, and it's that mentality of putting God first. If God's first in your priorities, exhaustion, I think it can still kind of creep in a little bit, and it's a constant battle of, nope, this is for God, my life's for God, I'll sleep when I get home, I'll drink a cup of coffee now.
So is your idea, if I could interrupt just to simplify that, is your idea based on the fact that if you put God first and you fill yourself up with God, then the energy that you're giving out isn't so frazzled?
Yeah, spot on. So I'd like to, just so that you know, it's not blasphemy, but
Are you
what's it called? No, what's it called when you're false teaching? It's false teaching.
False doctrine.
False doctrine. So to prove that that's not what I'm chatting about, I'm going to read you a Bible verse.
We're just going to back it up.
It's Matthew 11:20-30, and it's super simple, exactly what I said. But it says, "Then Jesus said, 'Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light.'"
Amen.
That's good.
What does that mean to you?
Thanks. That's basically just saying to me that, like what I was saying before, Jesus will give you rest. He's not a bad person. He's not gonna, run you until you can't run anymore. He gives you opportunity to serve him, and he gives you opportunity to live your life as a witness. But when things get hard, like they will do, he says that he will give us rest, not only for our bodies but for our souls. So when we're that way, where we're all it's come to the end of the week, we've done prayer, we've done Tuesday Club, we've done Wednesday Club, we've been to church, we've done Sunday school, we've done all these things for Jesus, you get a little bit it goes 2 ways. You're either really, really fired up, your heart's been set on fire again, your light has been relit, and you're ready to go out and you're ready to just completely take the world by storm, just tell everyone about Jesus. Or it's, wow, that was a really tough week. And Jesus is saying, when it gets like that, instead of drawing away, draw closer. Instead of being, why would God let me get this exhausted? Why would service, giving out my service, be this exhausting? He's like, because that's the way that the world is.
Yeah.
So instead of blaming me for it, come to me for help. And he's saying he'll give you it.
It's good. Don't blame. Go get help.
All he says, I have underlined my Bible and everything, all he says is, come to me.
And I like that because it's a verb. You actually have to make time to do it.
Physically, yeah.
And how can you make time for rest? We do it at the end of the day to sleep. Some people are really good at finding time to take rest because they can nap. But here it's saying come to him. And I like that's a discipline that we must have. And we spoke about it on Sunday from Dave, where he says carry your cross, and Scott said that's a self-denial. We have to daily, not just at the end of the week, daily
yeah.
start off and going, God, fill me up. Let me live on you because I know I've got X, Y, and Z to do today.
Yeah.
Because I know is the more you grow up, the more responsibilities you take on, the more you're needing that energy, because
Totally.
I can end up
You're
having
getting
like, what, 5 cups of coffee to keep me going, because like I give you that really good rest, like a full recharge, and that's what I love about that verse where it says, just come to me, everything's light. Like you may feel heavy, but like at the
His
time,
burden is light.
yeah, he just gives you that rest.
In Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah, I could be wrong, it says to serve the God of your youth. I'm thinking that's what
Would be something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in Isaiah. It says serve the God of your youth. Or serve God while you're young, something along that lines. I'm always great at like kind of paraphrasing it and combining.
It'll be on the screen.
And Paul
Yeah,
backs that up in the New Testament where you're young.
While you're young. And I think the reason why is really obvious when you're young, and I can say because I've been young and old in ministry, or old-ish. But
Oldish.
what it is
Older.
that you have a lot of energy when you're young. Like you have so much energy. You can stay up all hours of the night. You guys burn candles at both ends. Like I can see you guys doing loads of things within one day, and it blows my mind at your capacity, because I think, oh my gosh, and there's times now where I sit at home and I go, oh, I used to be able to just keep doing that or doing this or doing that, or I'll say to you guys, I'm not doing that, you guys take care of it, because I don't have the energy anymore.
That's a line in this house.
And that's because I literally got to a point where there are certain things I just can't add on anymore. But I think when you're young, you have this like wonderful amount of energy. You guys could do sports, you can go to the gym, you could hang about, you guys can run around. You two help Cornerstone constantly. Like these two work all the time for Cornerstone.
It's for Jesus.
So I think like you have all this energy, but the truth is you do need to know how to conserve and make sure that God is first in that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't do that, sorry Rob, if you don't do that, you will literally burn the candle at both ends as a young person, and you will exhaust yourself. And no one's looking for perfection. Like this is a good time for you to learn you have a voice, and that you can say no to something.
Let your no be no and your yes be yes.
Let your no be no and your yes be yes. And even if somebody has an expectation on you, to be able to say, you know, I'm really balanced at giving a lot of myself out. There needs to be a point when I need to learn to say no. And right now I'm gonna say no. And that's actually something that both of these guys have had to learn, because they both do serve hardcore. Something I've had to learn. I didn't learn until way too late, like way too late to the game. So it's learning to have your voice as well, learning to listen to your body when your body's had enough, learning to listen to your mind when your mind's on a roller coaster and it can't settle. Like learning to listen to all those signs, and then be able to learn your voice, and your voice says, you know what, I can't do that. Or, God, what do you want me to do, as Ashton was saying? And then God might say, I need you to give this up and instead do this, or give these two things up and devote yourself to this. So one of the things that like the kids here have done is, well, Robert's not a kid anymore, and you're almost not, but is they actually have really been a benefit to our family, because we're in ministry and our family isn't here. So one of the ways that they've served our family is to be there for my kids. And oftentimes they've been like very much like, yeah, I can do that. And they've given things up to serve our family. So I think like they've weighed the pros and cons of their life, and what do I want to give my service to? And they've given up things that they've loved to be able to say yes to serving our family. So it's the weighing the pros and cons. Where does my energy go, and how do I use my energy?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things about my favorite Bible story, Mary and Martha, is you can read that here, because Ashton will put it up, but Mary basically finds time to spend time with God. That's her priority. Find time with God. And if practical for exhaustion, sit before God, read your Bible, pray, listen to an audio sermon, something for you guys to sit before God, because it's a discipline. Do it, put time, prioritize God in that.
Prioritize God.
There you are. I think that's it. I think, so the last one, it was go to church, read your Bible, and I can't remember the third one.
Pray,
Pray,
Bible,
that was
church.
it, yeah.
This one, sit before God.
Prioritize God.
There you are.
Alright, love you guys. Have a really good day at school today.